Most of the stories I've been covering in Greece these last 3 years concern the economic crisis. It's either financial numbers or people suffering from the consequences of the austerity measures. But in central Greece, where the island of Εύβοια is, I found a community that followed a lifestyle that is little affected by what is happening around it. They are producing most of the food they need, and they use solar panels for their electricity. Their reality is far from what the majority of the Greeks are experiencing. Apostolis was one of the founders of the community. He left behind a good job despite he had no experience in farming.
The goals on Free and Real are included in the title. The title is an acronym. Free is freedom of resources for everyone everywhere, and Real is respect, equality, awareness and learning. So basically, in the title of the team, of the NGO, is included the goals of the team. In the research that we did all over Greece, we were roaming Greece for 6 months, meeting people, part of the Eco Network, the first ecologists in Greece, like the last 30-35 years, that brought ecology to Greece. Most of them are agriculturists or close to nature, herbalists, botanists. They gave us some data, some specifics. For example, the place that you choose, the most important thing is to have water, to be a fruitful area. Also to have a variety in nature, because in most of Greece now you have basically monocultures everywhere, and even the forest it doesn't have variety, it's just pines or just, this is destructive, because with one disease or one fire or one something, everything is destroyed. So here, the north part of Εύβοια, for example, these two specific are okay. Also, another thing that all these people said is, don't go to a place that you don't know anyone. It will be much harder for you, it will be harder for the people to accept you, to borrow you something, a tool in the beginning. So, on that basis we said, okay, we were in the beginning 4 people. Panagiotis, where are you from? Corfu. Do you have even a small piece of land? Yes, no. Apostolis, where are you from? Εύβοια. Do you have even a small piece of land? Yes, no. Pepi, go, etc., etc. We pulled all the information down and we said, okay, here there is this option, here this option. And because of my father moving away from Athens 8 years ago and coming back to here where he is from, he grew up here, he left 18 years old and he came back, we decided to come here. And it was really helpful because my name has recognition here. It's easier for people to borrow us tools or land or give us land. It has been proven in action that they were right. We have managed to find teachers that are willing to share their knowledge for free. So we do building, farming, natural farming, preservations of foods, how you can make your own pharmacy at home with herbs. There will be a team of people actually running the place, but it will be a continuous flow of teachers, students, information, data and research. There will not be permanent residents. For example, you may come and stay for 6 months and do a media project and then go. But you have left your project right here.
Cleo lives in Sweden, where he works as a quality controller in a factory. He also studies part-time to fulfill his dream of becoming a pilot. He comes to the community when he has a few days of vacation. When he visits, He teaches them Aikido, a non-violent martial art.
I learned about the project through common friends that were engaging in researching also how and why the system imposed to us through the last 150 years, how it works and how it doesn't work, actually. It doesn't work primarily because of the false social values that it's imposing to the people, like competitiveness instead of collaboration, and social class stratification instead of realizing that we are all equal, we all deserve to have the same access to experience possibilities, because it's not only the goods, what we actually eat, what we actually buy to have, but it's also the access towards education, free education of all kinds, without having a price tag on them. One other thing is like consumerism, people consume. I have found it to be totally related to the amount of work and the quality of work we do today. If someone works in a job that he doesn't like, it's 90% sure that he will start consuming more, because that's a psychological need for him to get the reward that he gets. So if it was otherwise, if he could take the reward through his work, so he wouldn't have to get the reward through consuming.
Did you listen that, did you listen that Swedish piece on the radio about that?
Which one? It was in a Swedish radio?
Yeah.
Malin from Sweden did what her friends called crazy. She left the security of her country to come to Greece in order to raise her child in a natural environment without the need of a babysitter.
At home I barely get to see her, only like an hour in the morning and 2 hours in the evening. So yeah, and I want her to be in nature and to grow up with good values and learn what's important in life.
What did you do before?
I worked with economics, and also I worked with I lived on an island, so I worked with the flights and ferries that goes back and forth.
What was it that you didn't like about living in the city, for example?
The values were wrong, and I felt like people stopped caring about themselves, about nature, about family, and everything was just about buying, 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 and have. They didn't like to share, and that's what I like to get away from.
What did you do before?
I was working for a major English company. I was making websites. I quitted my job to come here.
Did your friends find it strange? Did they say?
Some of them did, some of them not, because I was already 2 years into free and real and creating free and real. But all of them now see why. It's clear in the world we live in. If you pull down all the data, it doesn't matter in which area. If it is environment, if it is health, education, growth, or whatever, you can see that the way we are working the system now of endless consumption, mathematically, it will fail. So, if you come to the point to realize this, you have to act. You have to do something differently.
But I don't think so. You think really? Honestly, is it so cold?
Today it was, I was really cold. I had to put a shirt.
You said earlier that, you know, in the city everyone is about consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take part in that, or?
Yeah, I did. lots of it. For a while, it was like I needed to wear all the right clothes and have the right phones and computers. But then I realized that this doesn't make me happy. This just makes me want more and more and more, and buy. And like, the things you buy aren't even important. You don't need that things. So no, yeah, I took up part of it, but I also realized that it's not important.
Did something happen and you realized it?
I got a child and realized that I don't want her to grow up and like, oh, I need this, I need that, because she don't. She needs food and she needs love and she needs to be safe, and that's all.
If you want society to go forward, then you have to apply it, to apply it actually in all the aspects of society, okay? So without having a price tag. Many people become alienated towards this because they think that if there's no price tag, there's no reward for the person that is inventing it. Actually, it's not like that, because if you invent this, the reward comes back to you through society, because the functions of society become better and then your life becomes better again. It's not like having an immediate reward, rather than just contributing without having an immediate reward, but a long-term one.
It's hard to go out of your comfort zone and leave everything that you're used to, like your family, your routines and everything. But no, I feel like I'm doing the right thing, both for me and for my daughter.
Did your friends and family say?
They think I'm crazy. No, not my family, but most of my friends think I'm crazy. They don't understand why I do this. They're like, why? You have a good apartment and good jobs and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Does an eco community will not be affected from such a crisis, do you think? Is it an answer to the crisis?
It's an answer to the crisis in the long term, and if you see how our social values can change. You can actually use an eco-village community into relearning the social values that have been imposed by the media or by a certain status quo.